You're the planter, you're the seeder. Okay. Cool. Let's do this. Pretty close. Let's adjust a little. Okay. Of course. I was about to try and select a seed type, but obviously this is not how we play this. Okay, what are you? You are... I've already bought some rye. Well, that's awesome. I'm probably going to need some more. But awesome for now. Your clover, your canola. Probably going to need more clover, canola. And your... the other thing that we actually want. And refill. Now, we do not have a lot of oilseed radish on the farm. So we might have to do a run with the Land Rover later to buy some more. But for right now, I think we're okay. Mind out, doggy! Okay, so root crops are going to be up on the right now. And they don't plant till spring. So we haven't messed that up yet. And it looks like our class has once again run out of stuff to do. A little bit wide there on the turn. I think I was saying last time I should write down notes what I'm doing where, because I'm forgetting. Oncoming traffic, well tough. You'll have to wait for me to make a wide turn between the road signs that are solid obstacles. I'm doubtful 384 litres of oilseed radish seeds are enough for this field up here, but I am willing to be surprised. And potentially the plan for 19 is to buy it, harvest the barley, and then plant it with corn. I think we've still got some corn seed, so that's a really fast turnover though, because you pretty much harvesting the same day. You got to harvest it, put digestate down, and seed it with corn on the same day. Hello. Thank you. Alrighty. I'm going to try and line up on the furrows. Should be good. Unfold. And we'll go and see what the class is up to, because he's obviously having issues. And off we go. Okay. Yeah. Oh, I see. Yeah, that's always going to be a problem, isn't it? What I should be able to do is line him up on that block there. Have him go the other way. The other thing I'm wondering, since I angled on this field, the reason it didn't end up in the field adjacent to us, actually it looked like it did, is because the cultivator did not end up physically in both fields at the same time. Okay, that's approximately where you need to be, so off you go. And actually we can go backwards to here. So what I'm thinking is, if I look at this field and we look at where it's been ploughed and cultivated, see, the cultivator did end up coming through here. This needs lime, does it? No, this is, it has been ploughed, okay. And yeah, so there's a little patch of it's been cultivated there and a big patch of it's been cultivated there. But, and it's been planted there. What has it been planted with? Nothing. Anyway, let us... Oh. Raise the weight. Select the plough. Take it out of travel mode. That's the thing. It does take a little bit of time to react to the take it out of travel mode. So I end up pressing the button a whole bunch of times and then nothing actually ends up happening. Anyway, we have 3 tractors working. That's a good start. And I should have taken the truck down to the BGA, possibly. Okay, let's take the truck down to the BGA, possibly. Oh, actually, let's check the BGA while we're here. 21,000. Okay. It's not in any great hurry, but might as well do it now. Helper D has finished already. I doubt that very much, but anyway. Let's move this wide again. There we go. And second time in a row I didn't prang the barn coming through there. So yeah, I think the latest I've heard from Oxygen David on his maps is we probably won't see Court Farm until next year. That's his estimation currently. I don't know how long it's going to take. I don't know what he's planning to do in the meantime. I know he's planning to keep Calmsden up to date, whatever that means. So possibly any new features added in 1.3 will be incorporated into that map again. We have had word from the farming agency that they are almost complete with the Maize Plus mod, and they do revisions to Oxygen David's maps to incorporate their functionality into his map, and so possibly there will be some work on Calmsden to make it Maize Plus compatible. I don't know if Oxygen David will do that himself or whether the farming agency will do that on his behalf. I also don't know if it would then be released on the Mod Hub, but that might get complicated for people who are using a UK growth calendar and his high his high definition textures. A little bit more. There we go. Okay. So That's going to fill up to 50. Probably still going to have about 20,000, 18,000 in the tank. You're still sowing oilseed radish. You think you're done. Okay. I'm not going to take your word for that. Let's back it up and plough this edge a bit. Technically, I probably could leave that until the bit behind me is done. But we'll do this bit. We've got a small part of this corner left. So this is all good. See, now we've got, and that's one of the reasons why I preferred to do sunflowers over canola for the most of it, is because canola and cereals are planting at the same time of year. And the more fields I have, the more I have to dedicate that seeder to all of that task. And I'm doing all of my planting now this minute, so I'm kind of making my job very hectic. But it does mean spring is going to be comparatively leisurely in comparison, because the only things we're going to be planting are the root crops and sunflowers, and we're probably not going to be planting that much sunflowers this year. I'm also not sure how much canola I have this year available. But that's okay. We shouldn't be too bad. I mean, obviously I've got to cultivate this field. Once this field has been completely cultivated, we can move the seeder in with rye. And we can plant all of these 3 fields with rye while the cultivator's out. No, what am I talking about? We can plant these. I'm getting confused again. We can plant these fields with canola while we're preparing the fields for rye. And then and so we're going to be using our 2 biggest tractors pretty much solidly for the next 2 days for now. 2 o'clock in the afternoon, game time. Days are going to start getting shorter, but I think we've got enough daylight hours to get those tasks done. And I'm getting stuck on that tree. There we go. So this is going to be canola. I think, yeah, we should be okay here. I can load up the seeder with canola and actually start planting these fields as soon as I want. And they're fairly big fields. There's some, some worker issues in them, but for the most part, I think I can probably get 90% of them planted before I have to worry about supervising. And then the fields we're going to be cultivating ready for the rye, same thing. They're big fields, so they won't need a lot of supervision. It'll just be tidying up at the end of it. Kind of like I'm doing here. Mostly done. And I just blew that turn, didn't I? Okay. Actually, let's go back and do all of that, shall we? Oh, there's more. More? No, that's it. Looks like I managed to hit that just right. But yeah, because I used a huge plough along here, does mean that you have to make 3 or 4 passes to get all of this cleaned up. And more. And done. Okay. Awkward stuff. Okay, there we go. How's that bit look? Hard to say. I definitely need to be going more in that direction. Helper H has completed their task. Oh, goody goody. Well, you're E, so H must be... oh, over here. That's actually not a bad coverage. I don't know why you didn't manage to... well, because you didn't manage to turn around. Well, that would be a thing. We still have 155 litres of oilseed radish seed left in the tank. So, yay. And the on-off button failed to work. Whoops, that's the engine button. That's the on-off button. And go worker, hopefully. Now the good thing about seeders is even if I leave a little bit of a gap that I have to come back and do myself, it's not too bad of a deal. Because the seeder will only plant where the seed is needed, which is kind of nice and totally unrealistic, but I'm okay with that. And this is all sorts of freeform mess, but there. I want to come back over there and see how well I've done. Needs ploughed. Ooh, couple of dots there, a block there, some over there, and then bits around the bottom. To be perfectly honest, I think the bits back this way, I'm not too fussed about a pixel here and a pixel there. But a wedge, yeah, we'll try and deal with that. And again, the yield loss is, I mean, it's not a big deal. Oops, let's keep going backwards. Follow the edge of the field, I think. I think we may get all of that done. Why is helper E blocked by an object? That must be a tree, because I don't think I've got anything sitting in the fields getting in people's way. Okay. Oh, there's a whole wedge here. Definitely need to do that. Then soon as I've done this bit, I'll run over to our other 2 workers and figure out what's their problem. The class is doing all sorts of crazy. Okay, let's lower the cultivator. Gotcha. And that may be sufficient for something. The truck's there. Dump a little bit more. Still got 11,000. And you think you're done. Why didn't you just finish that bit off? That's lowered. Oh, engine. Thing. At this point, I can pretty much just do the headland, and it's not going to use a lot of seed to do this bit. And again, you know, from an OCD aspect, because this is oilseed radish and all it's doing is it's making our final application of fertilizer less, we're always going to have to come back here and fertilize this field anyway. So, since I've got to drive over the field, all this is going to achieve is reducing the amount of fertilizer I spray on the bits that I planted oilseed radish in, and the bits that I missed are going to take more fertilizer. But the big picture thing is it's going to cost me less money to put fertilizer in the field, but it doesn't save me time because I've still got to come back and finish off the fertilizer, you know, do the entire field with fertilizer anyway. So no saving of time, just a saving of money. In fact, not even a saving of time, because we have to plant this, we have to come back and cultivate it. We're just not spending lots of money on artificial fertilizer while we're doing it. So that's all good. There's a tiny little bit there that didn't get done. And here's the bit at the top. So I'll probably just do this myself. The Axion is still going, and we still have to plough that other field. But for oilseed radish, we're done. We can now load this with canola, I guess. Go and plant 1, 2, and 3, as 1's ready to plant, so I can go and plant 1. And then by the time I'm finished with the case, we can plant 2. The other tractor's running the cultivator. No, we can plant 3. The cultivator is running on 2. That will need some supervision. And then we can move it off to our fields over there that look vaguely green. Or we're covered in digestate, one of the two. So, Helper A has finished. I doubt it, but okay. We'll go take a look in a minute when we're done here. I think there was a little bit over here that didn't get done. Right there. And that field should be good. Let's take a look at it. We are in 20, and that looks all yellow. That looks good. That's a good application of seed. We're running that one. You're stuck out in the middle of nowhere. Yeah, that's not a good result either. Let's actually, I can run over there. So we've got that wedge over there. We've got the circle around the tree in the middle. And we... Oh, I didn't get all of it. Shucks. I've got to come back to this bit anyway, so I'm good here. Crawl up the hill every 4 miles an hour. Woo. And stick you back on a worker again. Okay. That's just going to be a thing. So you, and get you back to the farm. Oilseed radish is in here. We don't have to come back to this until spring. So these 2 fields on this side of the map, we are done with. So I can close the gate and we're out of here. And then I'm going to need to empty the seed from here. We'll load it with canola. And second most efficient crop for seed use is canola. So seeding field 1, I don't know how much canola we have. I think we did buy a lot because we did a fair amount early on. The thing is I like to justify having the helianthus header. So I would like some fields with sunflower in them, and as I said, you don't put sunflowers in until spring. Okay. So, racing through here. And there's the bus stop. I don't know how conscious of an effort it is for Oxygen David to put in markers, if you like. But once you've been driving his maps for a while, you know, some things like blind corners, there's a piece of scenery that kind of prompts you that the turn's coming up. So on Calmsden, coming from the store, if you want to go to the cow yard, there's a 30-mile-an-hour limit speed sign just before that turn. So as soon as you see that 30-mile-an-hour speed sign, that's the time to start